Yeah, that's something everybody needs. Nobody can stop, but most people don't understand. And the reason that it makes sense to spend 100 hours studying it right now, and the reason it makes sense to buy Bitcoin is all of my best investment ideas are things nobody could stop, everybody needs, and nobody understands.
Wait a minute, everyone. Welcome to Bitcoin Zella, your platform for daily cryptocurrency analysis and news. Our mission is to keep it simple. Bitcoin Zella offers engaging information that is easy to understand. Our analysts keep their eyes on the latest news to provide valuable insights via email. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Join our community of 10,000 subscribers and experience the new edge with Bitcoin Zella. Subscribe now. In today's video, Michael Saylor shares his new prediction for Bitcoin in the next 10 years, and why he thinks that we are on the early edge of Bitcoin adoption. Saylor sees that BlackRock Bitcoin ETF is a good move for Bitcoin to start the next big bull run. So without wasting any time, let's dive into the video.
And that's a misunderstanding of what it is. Obviously, Ponzi schemes are operated by criminals, with a lot of action and behind the scenes to recycle capital. Bitcoin is better described as a city in cyberspace. If you imagine a city that's 276 blocks high, 276 blocks wide, 276 blocks deep, that would be about 21 million. And it's a network, a shared network that people all around the world voluntarily enter into, and you can buy one of those blocks, and you can take custody of that block, and you can keep it for 100 years, and you can give it to your children's children's children. So if you think of it as digital property or the greatest city in cyberspace, it's when you move into Manhattan and you tell all your friends to move in Manhattan and they all move to Manhattan because Manhattan's the greatest city in the U.S. and the price of land in Manhattan goes up. That's not a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, exactly.
That's an example of a place where everybody wants to live because it's the best city to live in North America. And people have been moving to Manhattan for 400 years. And the price of real estate in Manhattan has been going up for 400 years. Imagine a city in cyberspace where 8 billion people want to live. And, they don't live physically, but they live economically. Everybody in the world has a problem. And the problem is they would like to store their capital and preserve their capital. And they'd like for someone not to steal it, right? So they all need this bank in cyberspace where they can store their life savings and know that it will hold its economic value. If God came down from heaven and offered to set up a bank with 21 million coins and keep the money in heaven and let you telepathically zap it back and forth and make sure no one cheated anybody and do that for the next million years, that would be a better bank than any bank we have, and it would be a better currency than we have. But, God's not going to do that. And so the next best thing is if you create a bank based upon cryptography, based upon computer science, and you give a copy of that software to everybody in the world that wants to use it, and then everybody voluntarily buys and sells those units we call Bitcoin and holds them if they wish to hold them. And anybody that tries to cheat the system gets kicked off the network. So Bitcoin is better thought of as a protocol, a fair, equitable protocol for people to trade economic value or store economic value.
Social media platform X is set to incorporate a wide range of financial services into its ecosystem. Christopher Stanley, X's head of payments, compared the future functionality of the platform to the combination of Venmo and Apple Pay in an X post on April 22. Meanwhile, Jack Dorsey's financial technology conglomerate, Block, is advancing its cryptocurrency initiatives by developing a Bitcoin mining ecosystem. The initiative targets key industry challenges, including the high demand for ASIC mining rigs. On Wall Street, the New York Stock Exchange, NYSE, is exploring the possibility of transitioning to 24-hour trading, similar to the cryptocurrency markets. This change could increase liquidity for traders but also lead to increased volatility for retail investors. This week's CryptoBiz examines recent developments, including X's upcoming payment system, the NYSE's potential move to 24/7 trading, Block's expansion into Bitcoin mining, and the overall volume of crypto investments. The head of payments at X, Christopher Stanley, outlined an ambitious plan for the platform's payment system in a recent announcement. X plans to expand its basic tipping service into a comprehensive financial ecosystem. Initially, the service will resemble Venmo, allowing users to send and receive money within the app. Over time, the capabilities will expand to include features typically associated with bank accounts, such as earning interest on stored funds, according to Stanley. X plans to evolve into a system where users can buy products and make in-store purchases similar to Apple Pay, generating economic activity within its ecosystem. Block, the payments company previously known as Square, has announced the development of a new Bitcoin mining system. This initiative stems from Block's completion of a 3-nanometer chip specifically designed for BTC mining, following an earlier prototype of a 5-nanometer BTC mining chip developed in May 2023. Block aims to offer both a standalone mining chip and a complete mining system to support the decentralization of Bitcoin mining, it said. The company is advocating for a decentralized approach to Bitcoin mining and is inviting inputs from the mining community on issues such as the acquisition of miners, maintenance, transparency, and software challenges.
Bitcoin is the one commodity that you can buy and you can hold where it is absolutely capped 21 million. So if the price goes up by a factor of 100, the supply is invariant. There is no other commodity where the supply is invariant to the demand or to the price. That makes it perfect money. It makes it the best store of value asset. Most other commodities are much worse. If a commodity has a stock-to-flow ratio of 1 and you produce, twice as much, or the equivalent supply every year, it's not going to be good money. If the stock-to-flow is 50, it might be better money if you only inflate the supply by 2% a year, like gold. But it's still not great because every 30 years you cut your money in half if you inflate 2% a year. So this leap from the idea that there should be a 2% inflation rate to the idea that there should be a 0% inflation rate, that's a profound idea. Most classically trained economists and all the Keynesians would tell you 2%. 2% is the right number. We want 2% inflation. But 2% gives you a half-life of 30 years. 1%, you get to 72 years. 0%, you live forever.
Investments in digital asset funds have continued to decline, marking the second consecutive week of significant withdrawals. According to CoinShares, a total of $206 million was withdrawn between April 15 and 19. Bitcoin exchange-traded funds saw the largest decrease, with $192 million withdrawn ahead of the halving event. Other funds also experienced a decline, with a $34 million outflow, continuing a 6-week trend of negative flows. Additionally, investment in blockchain equities dropped for the 11th week in a row, totaling a $9 million loss. This trend of outflows is attributed to investor concerns over rising interest rates in the United States, which make traditional, less risky financial instruments more appealing than the more volatile cryptocurrencies. Current economic conditions and inflation data suggest the Federal Reserve's hopes to ease monetary policies by mid-2024 may be unlikely. Updating his monitoring of BTC price performance around the block subsidy halving. Meanwhile, popular trader and analyst Rect Capital gave a 2-week deadline for any more significant dips to occur. In this cycle, Bitcoin has entered the post-halving danger zone, purple, and is very near the range low. Part of his latest commentary explained. If additional downside volatility below the range low is to occur, it would be during these upcoming 2 weeks. An accompanying chart compared behavior during the 2024 halving to historical norms. And do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoin Zella. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.